So here we have a simple example of a check sheet. In this particular case, we have a plant which is making water bottles, and these water bottles are in three different sizes: 300 milliliters, 500 milliliters and 1000 milliliters, and we are looking at defects of that. So inspector is inspecting these bottles and looking at the defect and recording those defects. And why this inspector is doing that? Because the inspector is interested in trends. What are the trends here? Which problems we have, which is more prominent problem? For that purpose, the inspector is making this check sheet. So let's say inspector picks a bottle. This is a 300 milliliter bottle, and inspector sees there is a scratch on that. So what this fellow will do is he will put a mark here. Next time this fellow picks a bottle. This bottle is, let's say, 500 milliliter and has a problem related to volume, like there is a less volume, there is more volume. So volume related problem, 500 milliliters, put a tally here, check mark here. So that's how this fellow will keep on making check marks. Once you put 4 lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put a cross line here, that makes a group of 5. So just by visually looking at that, if you see a group here, let's say if you look here, you can straight away identify that these are 11. So there are 5, 5 plus 1. So that's how inspector keeps a tally of that. End of the day, inspector or the supervisor will make a total of that. So how many bottles? 300 milliliters. There were 11 bottles which had a problem. 500 milliliters, there were 12 bottles which had a problem. So there were 36 problems identified during this shift or during this day. Now this can help us in identifying that which problem is a more prominent problem. Just by looking at that, I can say that, oh, loose cap is a big problem with us. So let's attend to loose cap. Let's realize that you cannot solve all problem at a time. So you need to prioritize those problems. So this tally can help you in identifying or prioritizing the problem. We will be looking at some other tools as well which can help us in prioritizing. That will be Pareto chart, but we will talk about that later. But right now we can make a tally, we can make a check sheet which can help us in identifying or visually showing the problem. So this was the tool number 1 in 7 basic quality tools.